5. Let's get it started. I don't even know what the audio sounds like. Hopefully we're good. Kind of rushing a little last minute. What's up? What's up? Joshua L. You ready? Let's get it. Sub Jaka, what you looking at right now? What do you got? What are you thinking right now? What I'm thinking is we'll wait. We'll go over right now. You guys know we unfortunately missed out on sales yesterday. I knew I should have hopped in, but it is what it is, guys. We got faked out here. And then price pushed down, did not enter. Told you guys if you wanted to go for it. I know a couple of you did. As you can see, price just completely melted. Would have got our 101, but I mean, it is what it is. But the overall analysis of price coming and facilitating a pullback was correct. So coming into today, it's a little bit not necessarily weird, but price is at a point where yes, we can go up, but we can still go down. And why? Because I have conviction, or I have a little bit of conviction that price could go down just because we have some imbalance on here that we could end up filling in, right? So we could end up seeing that. I'm anticipating sales more than anything, and what sucks is we can't even really play a session like manipulation because both highs and lows have already been swept. So in this case, it's really just seeing where price breaks out. But looking at UK 100, I'm thinking if price does end up pushing bullish here, we're just going to get a sweep of what would be these highs, which would be the daily high. And I think we're going to end up dropping from there. So I'm kind of just going to pay attention to DAX. Once we see a break of this low here, I'm probably just going to shoot into these lows here. But again, like I want to obviously tighter stop loss. What's up, Casper? How you doing? And again, we could end up shooting a little bit further down into this imbalance, filling that and going from there. So what's up, JR? How you doing, bro? Haven't seen you in a bit. But again, so really anticipating sells more than anything, but that doesn't mean sells are necessarily going to happen. Again, off the rip, I'm thinking UK 100 and DAX is going to look a little bit bullish just to seek some liquidity. Once we kind of done that, I think sells are valid, but again, we'll see. So I'm not going to rush into anything. Yesterday, we didn't necessarily rush into those buys. Still beautiful buys, but again, sells took it. So we'll see. But again, we don't have to trade, but I think we'll end up placing a sell. Our bias has been pretty spot on. There's no news, nothing to really conflict with anything that I'm going for. As far as like a UK 100 bias, like, I mean, when I say bias, obviously I still have the sell bias, but like where to sell from, maybe here, sell from here, shoot down to these lows. Again, we don't really have anything other than like yesterday's lows to like play as far as like seeking liquidity on UK 100. We're at not all-time highs, but we are pushing pretty damn bullish. Yesterday's candle was a little bit, not necessarily an indecision candle, but they didn't give us a lot. Okay, well, we swept those highs before open, which can be a good thing. So let's see how price reacts in these next 12 minutes. If price then starts coming down, we know that, okay, sales are probably going to end up taking place. We're probably going to end up manipulating yesterday's low now, or at least coming into a discount area of yesterday's leg, right? What are you guys looking at? Forex is chopped, guys. Forex is chopped. What's up, Nick? Are you trading any currency pairs? What's up, Red Dog? How you doing? Just speaking of that, yes, I'm still trading them, but again, they're just either there's opportunity every now and then, but then sometimes it's just price runs. So in this case, like I'm really waiting for a pullback on GA. We can see prices kind of being a little bit weird, but we're making new lows on the 4 hours. So therefore, once we start to show that price is now ready to flip bullish, which would just be like a break of a structural high, we can then look to capitalize on some type of pullback into this 4 hour leg. But yeah, everything's just super choppy, guys. Like, there's just really no clean setups. And that's why, again, like I've kind of taken the indice route and kind of started leaning towards this way. But that doesn't mean there's not setup. So we'll see what happens going into this week. This looks like a mess, sorry. But we'll see. It has been super choppy. London has been clean with indices, or as far as DAX and FTSE. Oh my gosh, so clean, guys. You guys don't understand. I mean, just sell is beautiful. What's good, brother? Hope you had a blessed Monday. It was a great Monday, yes. Just grinding, man. Really can't ask for anything better. It's the best time when you're just locked in, just not focused on anything else. Um, Literally, it's going hard. I hope you guys had a good Monday. So we did get that sweep, guys. Did get an initial reaction instantly, which was that top wick, and that's honestly what I'm expecting here, right? We came up, we swept this high. I'm expecting price to now push back down, not necessarily flip, but obviously we could see that going into London Open, and seeing that all these previous candles have wicked this area. I'm kind of anticipating that. Sales valid on DAX, yes, there. Sales valid on DAX, UK 100's aligning with it, where I probably won't end up taking sales on DAX. I mean, on UK 100, just because they're not as clean. But when it comes to DAX, of course, I mean, pretty clean structure. We're just waiting for that flip on that candle, targeting daily lows, possibly even further imbalance. But I'm really going to be content, if not already at break even, if price does run down to these lows. But if I'm able to get like a really tight stop loss to where it's 1-on-1 and I can win back profits, maybe a little bit more from yesterday, solid. But we'll see, because again, like open can really extend our stop loss. Like as of right now, our stop loss is actually here. If we're playing it safe, if we're playing it reasonable, I want to see price fill in these gaps as it comes down, just so we can shorten it as price ends up printing lower. So we'll see. Gold buys 3350. Ew, gold. Nah, I only talk shit on it now, just like for fun, like just like my own like little inside joke. I don't necessarily hate it. If it makes money, I can't hate on it. I just got out of gold buys. Hell yeah. 3350. Oh, so you're shooting. But honestly, I can see price doing that. I mean, one, we're overall bullish. Honestly, it's clean. We're overall bullish as it is within this swing structure. We had this internal pullback, and now we already started shifting bullish. Even if price were to just come up and facilitate this pullback within this bearish leg and shoot lower, that's still at 350. So honestly, great setup. I can't lie. That's where gold looks good, but is gold gonna play out to the T? I don't know. Gold be choppy. Gold does what it wants, whenever it wants, how it wants. Again, I wish this could have been a little bit cleaner, where we were like, if we would have had some session lows sitting down below, other than obviously New York and yesterday lows, which is still very strong area of liquidity. But it just slowed down now since we're near daily open, but we manipulated low of yesterday. Oh yeah. I mean, if we manipulated low of yesterday, I can see price shooting down from here. See, the one thing I do and don't like about UK 100, guys, is I mean DAX, sorry. Unlike UK 100, where we swept that high, yes, it gives me a good idea that UK 100 is going to sell off now. And because UK 100 and DAX tend to move like very similar, I can anticipate that, okay, we should probably end up seeing that bearish move on DAX. But DAX did not sweep the daily high from yesterday. But we did end up coming into this area of fair value, or this area of inefficiency, sorry, filled that in, wicked, or made a top wick. So that there is giving me a good reaction that sells. About. I think we're going to capitalize on sells here. I'm really going to stretch it out and really see if we can get like a good runner, especially if volume's good at open, and see if we can push price down into a further discounted area within this range. Because if we can do that and capitalize on full profits all the way down to here, I probably will. Especially being there's some imbalance down here. I probably wouldn't shoot more than this, and if I did, I'm really just like edging stop loss and running it down, and seeing if price does end up flipping back down. But I really doubt that. The only reason I'd see or think that price would come down and fill in some type of like higher time frame pullback, again, I highly doubt that as of right now, but obviously anything is bound to happen. So the sales, guys, oh my god, they look pretty good, guys, but sometimes it's the better looking setups that actually don't end up winning. Sucks. Just delete all this bullshit. Let's get right. So once we get to this area, Our sun's being loud as hell outside. Trying to stream. Trying to make some money. They should know this shit. Hold on, let me go close my window. They're loud as hell. Oops, wrong one. We're back. We're better. We're ready. 4 minutes left. I'm jonesing to take a trade. Not really, but where's my phone? Not really, but just guys, I know sales are going to take place, and if they don't, we'll blame Jocko. If sales don't end up taking place, we'll blame Jocko. He's always has to go against my bias. So as of right now, like as this candle prints, obviously, that's where our stop loss will kind of remain. As London opens, I just have a feeling, and the thing is, I don't want to see this. I'd rather see price chop around, come up a bit, and then print a little bit lower, close within this area. Oh, sorry, what the fuck was that? Close within this area before breaking this low, because my fear is price pushing down here as soon as London opens, wicking this low, encouraging me to enter, and then coming back up and using that as liquidity sweep. So that's like really what I don't want to see. I want to see initial reaction up, taking this liquidity, and then maybe coming back down. So, but we'll see. I'm kind of going to watch both of these. Good boy, Cartoony. Get the fuck. Some nice higher lows going on. Yes, sir. On DAX. Yeah, I mean, we did start running bullish within this internal leg here, but here's the thing. If we look back at higher time frame price, we created this bearish leg here. We sold off here, created this bearish leg, and yes, we can indeed be playing a pullback within an even higher time frame leg, and that could be a possibility, and in this case that's what it looks like. But I'm not subject to selling further down just because I have conviction due to the fact that there is some imbalancing down here, right? So I know price could be pulled into that area to fill that in. I mean, it doesn't have to. Again, like the reaction off the jump is really going to tell me a lot. But I'm liking sells a little bit more than buys, especially when it comes to like understanding like liquidity, and using like more like a correlating pair, which I would say would is UK 100, where we just swept yesterday's high. I'm thinking price is bound to shoot lower a little bit, at least momentarily, to where we can catch a quick little 101. Right, so even if this was just to facilitate a pullback, DAX would obviously shoot lower if UK 100 is at least most likely, and then I can look to either push for yesterday's low on DAX, or my idea is I'm probably going to end up moving to break even once we take this low, just in case, and then look to push a little bit further to capitalize on overall week, because you guys know we took an L yesterday, sadly. I mean, the L from yesterday, the week or last week, I could lose this entire week. I can lose every single day this week and still be good because of last week. Last week blessed. But again, we're not gonna lose the entire week. What the fuck? That'd be ridiculous. Queez, what's up, bro? JR trades, Queez, what you been up to? Matt, what's up, bro? What are you been up to, Matt? Oh fuck, this price about open. I mean, honestly, guys, I'm kind of ready for sales here. I could probably see myself shooting. As of right now, stops would be at this high. Hold on. But I'm not, like, I would like to see price shoot bullish momentarily. Takes a little bit more liquidity. Rough open, what the fuck? Rough open. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remembered yesterday. Yesterday's open was wicked as fuck. I didn't even have time to enter. And I also forgot to mention that. If you guys weren't here yesterday, we did take a loss, but we did miss out on the one trade that we actually were waiting for. I had my finger on the trigger, and as London opened, I kid you not, price jumped all the way to about half of my TP, and didn't have a limit. So therefore, obviously wasn't able to get in, which sucked. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, UK 100 is pushing up. Again, if buys end up taking place, guys, you could end up buying at a break of this high, but I just personally think I'm going to stick with my bear bias, but that's not to say I'm completely wrong in this case. Again, like price is at a point on the higher time frames, even on the lower time frames, where price is able to buy up now. It could run up. So again, we'll see. Trading this new 50K past 50. Hell yeah, you passed phase one today? Waiting for a second, so I'm chilling tonight. Hell yeah, bro. Just sit back, relax, just watch, bro. I mean, the biggest thing is like don't rush challenges, guys. But at the same time, one of my biggest things is don't rush challenges, but at the same time, don't let a challenge affect like your trade. Like don't let it make you take less trades. I don't want price to sell yet, guys. I really don't. I can even edge stop. I mean, maybe right here still. I don't want price to sell yet. If we can get a reaction off this zone, once this candle closes, I can then move stop loss a little bit lower. The reaction on UK 100 wasn't necessarily like not expected. I might hop in, guys. Guys, I sold. I'm in. I'm shooting. Shooting. We'll see what happens, guys. You guys know where stop loss. If we take a loss, I mean, fuck it. It is what it is. But I'm thinking UK 100 is going to flip here. We just swept yesterday's high. Obviously, it doesn't have to. We could just get absolutely screwed over right here. But at that point, it is what it is. We could end up buying back up, trying to capitalize on the day. But you're going to get stopped out. I could cartooning. I could. But I'm willing to shoot, guys. I liked it. Other than the fact that UK 100 is looking a little bit bullish, but again, we'll see. We'll see. If you guys know, yesterday UK 100 did have a lot to do with DAX trade yesterday, as far as giving like early signs into the fact that price was going to flip on DAX over here. If you guys don't know what I was talking about yesterday on UK 100, where we weren't able to enter, I mean, look at this. Look at yesterday's open versus today, where yesterday, as soon as market opened, just, I mean, gave me no time, just all the way up here. At that point, there's no point in entering, just because I mean, obviously I would have capitalized a little bit more, but price pretty much reversed, did it not? After, yeah, again, price hit 101 here and just totally flipped. And that's why I go for 101s, guys, because again, I'm just looking for that quick push in volume. Same thing here with London opening bearish like that, or at least pushing bearish off the jump. I think that price should run for that 101, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Then it runs the opposite way. And again, yesterday we could have hopped in on a re-entry the opposite way, but we didn't. So doesn't mean today I'm going to jump into that if that happens to be the case, because sometimes re-entering isn't necessarily the best thing to do. I mean, there's been times where UK 100 does this, wicks down, fakes everyone out into sells, comes up, stops everyone out of sells, has people jump into buys, and then just does this, you know. So we'll see. But this initial reaction is kind of chopped, which again, it was scaring me. I told you guys I did not want to enter on this candle. I did either way, just because I wanted to shoot. In this case, though, this was my one biggest fear with this opening candle being the candle that breaks, just because we tend to see reactions like this. But again, it's good data going forward is if price is this far away from an area, just be a little bit more hesitant when it comes to entering, just because of the fact that I know that that opening candle does tend to create such either a big top wick or bottom wick, depending on the direction it goes. And again, that's not to say this next candle doesn't just continue to fall with price, but we'll see. That most definitely happens. Yeah. So again, like again, always good data points. Even if we win, guys, I'm gonna end up still going back into my journal and tracking or putting this as a data point because, again, every single time where price is pretty far away from an area like this, we tend to get this type of reaction. Doesn't mean we're gonna lose, but that type of reaction obviously isn't good off the jump. So UK 100 isn't looking good as far as DAX continuing to sell, but the last couple of days it's been not necessarily exactly the same, but a lot of times you'll tend to see price move within the same direction. So obviously we want to see both UK 100 and DAX sell at the same time. It would give us a really good idea or a little bit more confidence that price should continue to drop. But I think price is still moving good. I mean, obviously the trade's still valid until I get taken out. So, you know. What's up, top songs? But again, I'm expecting price to kind of, again, it did create a top wick. I want to see it fill in this gap entirely and then have a reaction off of it, which would be nice to see. But again, we'll see. We'll see. UK 100's kind of chopping around a bit. Not liking that the most or that much. One thing I do like though is we are pretty overextended. So again, I am expecting a pullback. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but more likely than not, it usually does. Nicholas, that's crazy. Top songs. Yes, that's my name. Crazy. Dude, I haven't been called Nico in so long. Wow. Bro did a research on me or something. Again, guys, once price ends up running down to this area, I'm at break even. It's about halfway to my TP, so it's not necessarily bad. But I'm just really just waiting for price to either sell off here or buy up. Your Insta, yeah. Well, obviously I know you know my name is Nicholas, but Nico. Haven't heard that shit in so long. Always on my Instagram is crazy. I'm gonna tell Luca that shit tomorrow. See what he says. Bro's gonna be like, of course. UK 100's not looking strong, guys. Kind of scary, but at this point, again, I'd rather just hit my stop loss or run to take profit. So, but again, sometimes you will see price react completely different on DAX and UK 100, but it's honestly more of a rare occurrence, I'd say. But with UK 100 pushing so overwhelmingly bullish and DAX still maintaining that bearish move, I mean, at this point, I'm kind of going to say that they're moving completely different today, which, or we could see price end up, see, thing is, like, if somebody want to get out of break even because of how UK 100's reacting, it's totally fine. But again, like yesterday was such, I mean, last week was such a great week. I could lose every single day this week and still be fine. So, but I know some of you guys are new viewers. But again, price is probably still going to run down here. We're looking pretty bearish. So, and looks what your weight, height, and age, color, hair, fingernail size. You want to know that cartoony babe is crazy. The cartoony feds, lol. I got lucky and actually clicked buy instead of sells and got one too. Hey, I mean, if you're able to catch that quick little push up, you know, by all means. And that's something like, again, like if you guys are able to catch like these little moves or just find ways to catch these little moves, I know it was an accident. But I mean, shit. Again, price looking pretty bearish. I just don't like UK 100. I wish it flips. But I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. So stop loss bigger than my, that's crazy. Nah, in this case, guys, had to be a big stop loss. We had to play it safe. It could have been even bigger, but again, this was still a valid area. Why? Because as you can see, this candle came up top wick, filled in this gap. Therefore, we know that price should not come back any higher than this. And if it did at that point, it's probably invalid and price is probably going to push bullish, right? So that's why I was able to kind of shorten my stop loss just a tad going into this trade. But I'm kind of see what happens. I wish price would have filled in this entire gap here, but it doesn't necessarily have to, right? But we could see price now react and push a little bit bullish, fill this gap, shoot lower. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen, and I hope we can kind of just get that next volume or get this volume for the next 20 minutes, shoot to the downside, take yesterday's lows, where again there's a lot of liquidity sitting down here, so that's why I'm anticipating that. And then from there, we're at break even and it's a risk-free trade. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if price does end up pushing back up into here pretty high. Again, it would suck, but it is what it is. It would only give us better confirmation once price did react and push down. So, but we'll see what happens. So, UK 100, I hate it. It's horrible, at least right now. But again, I mean, charts in general could have looked better today. Obviously, yesterday they look way better, but again, just because they look better doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a better trade or a winning trade. So, yeah, it's about following your plan. For some of you that don't know how to follow your plan, because I know there's some of you out there. There's definitely at least one of you, maybe two or three, probably like 5 of you, maybe, who don't know how to follow your plan, or at least don't follow your plan. You know how to, you just don't want to. Is that you? Is that anyone? Cartoony, is that you? Be honest with me. I was expecting this bullish push, guys, but I just hope we react off this fair value gap. Again, it would be such a good indication that price is going to continue lower, but obviously if price runs through that, that's just kind of telling us that price is probably using this area as liquidity. But just because of this second candle after that opening candle, kind of gives me an idea that price is looking to push down, or at least open pretty bearish to the point where I'm expecting that push. I just hope we don't get taken out before price does end up making that push down, because it will happen. Just when. I'm trying to catch some sales in UK 100 once it starts coming down, but I'm not so sure now. Yeah, this bottom wick here was kind of scary into this area, as far as like giving it like confirmation to push a little bit higher. So yeah, so I would be very patient on that. Again, like this DAX trade could end up pushing bullish here, and it is what it is. We lose, so just wait. But you could see UK 100 end up flipping valid area to self run, probably not down until like all the way down into here. But again, pretty far away. So I follow my plan better than you. Watch, I predict your stop loss till 20 a.m. Fuck you. Nah, because if you're right, you're banned. Insta. Now this trade definitely could be looking a little bit better. Hopefully we get this reaction here. We feel that and we just kind of come down. If not, then I can probably just accept the L as it is if we just blow through that. So, but we'll see. Beautiful reaction, but is it going to hold? Because we still have obviously 40 seconds left within this 5-minute closure. If we can get a top wick here after it came up into this area, again, obviously I would have wanted it to come up and fill it, but it still did come up within this area of fair value. I don't know if it came any higher than this candle. I think it did, probably like by a fucking tick. But again, we'll see. I'd like to see a very good top wick off this candle. It would just give me a little bit more confidence as far as continuing to hold my trade down. But again, like if I'm not content at this area, probably break even, because I do want to shoot for a little bit more. But we'll see. I do when price starts playing this mind games. Yeah, it sucks. Um, like I'm a patient trader, like you guys know when I trade forex. Again, like I barely take trades when it comes to forex. I can sit on my hands on fine. When it comes to indices and like kind of playing a lower time frame like this, I'm the type where it's like I want to see either my stop loss get hit or my TP get hit, and that's why I don't like having big stop losses or TPs. But I mean, it's just part of the game. I mean, we've had to sit through this couple times within the last couple weeks where a couple of them were winners. Some obviously ended up being losers. In this case, we don't know. So price is still chopping around. Price is still valid. Again, price is still valid until stops get ran. And at this case, I still think stops are at a valid point because price still can run up into this fair value gap and then come lower. But the reaction we're getting so far is bearish, I'd say. Unlike UK 100, which is totally fucking opposite, which usually doesn't happen, but I'm not saying can't happen. Yeah. But at this point, we'll see. Obviously, I'm going to run it until we win or lose, unless I end up running price, unless volume really kicks in, which being how slow prices are playing right now, I don't see much more volume kicking in. But if I can get to break even and we're running all the way down past 101 and I can somehow move stops all the way down to this, original TP and just let price run, then that's when I would just kind of get off stream and let price do its thing. But I think within these next couple minutes, we'll see what direction price really is going to take on DAX. So we'll see. Cartoony's already jinxing us in chat. If price ends up winning, what should we do? Should we ban Cartoony from never winning a funded account? I think so, huh? Or is it if we lose, we ban Cartoony from never winning a funded account? And what was it? Blacklisting? Whitelisting? Blacklisting, right? That's the word. Like I'm literally gonna put it on the Discord in the corner for Luca to see. Like people who can't win. Cartoony. I'm liking this reaction, but again, still a couple minutes before candle closes, and it's just price needs to pick a direction at this point, guys. I love being on stream, but at the same time, I got a lot to do, and I'm tired. So price needs to do its thing. It needs to dump here. That's what it needs to do. So UK 100 was good for buys, but as far as like buying from this level, I don't know if you would have bought when price broke this high. We did break it pre, so therefore I don't even know if buys would have been something I would have shot for in this case, right? Especially with this market doing the complete opposite, or at least showing the complete opposite off the rip, it would have been a little bit of a hesitation, and at that point probably just no entry when it came to UK 100 buys. But again, I mean, I'm not saying they're not invalid. Price clearly bought up and had that volume or open bullish, but 50 seconds. I'd like to see this candle end bearish with a decent top wick. A decision candle would be a little bit but obviously if we can flip here, go bearish, beautiful. Obviously if it's bullish, different story. But again, I wanted to see these next couple candles giving me a little bit more conviction that price should continue to sell off. But again, we'll see this last couple seconds don't look too good, but we need to see price play out. We need to do something. Even if I lose, it needs to fucking move. I'm worried. Maybe because there's no news today. That could be a big thing. Maybe not. But for yesterday, having probably twice the amount of volume off the jump, or at least volatility, was kind of strange, being it was a Sunday. And I really would have expected otherwise. If price shoots up here and I lose at 12:30, guys, I'll let Cartoony's taking over the stream because he literally said I'd lose at 12:20. That fucker. Oh, so we blow through that fair value gap, guys. Unless we get a crazy top wick here, just because we just opened, we might end up getting swept here, which would be fine. Stops are set. Good risk, and obviously we'll be back tomorrow, but we'll obviously see. But if it's at 1220, cartoon year, I'm fucking you're blacklisted for winning an account. But after our stream and everything, we'll kind of see what price does, especially if I do lose. Even if I do win, I like to come back, and I encourage you guys to come back and kind of just see what price does, see what analysis of followed, see if you can get anything as far as data. If you guys heard me earlier, like I said, win or lose on this trade, I already know or have a good data point just to come or just to make off of it. And again, I've kind of been seeing it elsewhere, where that first candle, that first initial candle being so far away from my either support and resistance, just be a little bit more iffy, maybe be a little bit more careful when it comes to entering, maybe wait for a confirmation entry of some sort, which would be maybe dropping down to a lower time frame or waiting for a retest of that area, whatever it may be. Definitely going to be a data point, not going to jump into changing anything off the bat. Obviously I'm going to keep my system the same and keep entering off that initial break, even if it is in this case. But if I start seeing more losses than wins when it comes to entries like this, where it's so far away in such a big candle where you end up seeing this reaction and price most likely loses, then it is what it is. But I feel like, again, even if price does end up starting with the wick like this, price is still definitely capable of going bearish, just especially if we have a good bias behind it. What I mean by that is if we have strong areas of liquidity that price should seek to manipulate: session lows, session highs, daily lows, daily highs. In this case, we don't have any session lows, but we have daily lows. Obviously, if we had a both, it would have been that much better of a trade, but obviously you can't ask for everything. So, all right, it's no longer 1220, so I can lay off on cartooning. You're wrong. But again, it'd be beautiful to see this top wick, guys, especially like off this reaction of us just filling in this fair value gap and shooting lower and flipping here. Oh my God, it'd be so beautiful. We'd love to see that, but at the same time, I can't say I wouldn't be surprised if price ran up and took us out, just because I would have liked to see a little bit more volume off the jump when we pushed down there and broke there. I would have liked to see price continue to tank. But again, like, I hope you guys were here last week. And if you guys weren't here last week, that really sucks, because we did amazing. So be here the rest of this week, because we do amazing every single week. Same with Luke. Like, guys, me and Luke have been fucking killing it. If you guys haven't been joining in over there, join in over there. If you guys haven't been joining over here, join in over here. It's again, that's why we've been wanting to go live. It's just free knowledge, free trades. So we'll be here all week, bro. Hell yeah, Rice Ninja, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I still have confidence in this trade, again, especially if this within these next couple seconds, or I could say next minute, if we end up closing like this with this top wick, it'd be beautiful. Obviously I'd hope price flip here and go bearish and end like that, or close like that. That'd be even better. That's not to say price can't end like that and still run up and take us out, because that's definitely could happen. Again, it's trading. So again, that's where I hope you guys, if you're in with me, you guys have at least decent risk behind it, and your stops are set to where worst comes to worst, we come back tomorrow. So either way, we're coming back tomorrow. So but we'll see. Just tired of this trade, guys. This point, I'm ranting. I could rant all night. Actually, at some point, chat's a little slow. I think we're all on edge just waiting for this shit because we're playing within stop loss. And I don't like that. I hate playing within stop loss. But this might be what it takes. Beautiful close, but again, that's not to say price can't shoot up, take us out, and then come lower eventually. Because that is one fear, especially sitting at that high. There's a decent amount of liquidity sitting there. Again, there should be no reason for price to shoot any higher. And if it does, I could say at that point it's probably going to continue higher for the rest of the session. So I still think stops are valid. There's no gaps or inefficient price that price should end up running into, right? So dope ass knowledge. Yeah, guys, always here to spit free game again. I give you guys so much free knowledge again. Just even if you guys don't end up trading, and I encourage that, like, just tune in, hop in. You don't have to trade, like, still have your own bias. Again, I encourage everyone in here to have their own set of rules, their own bias. If you guys haven't noticed, like, even like if you guys know Jocko will be in here. He'll come in here, he'll get an idea of what I'm looking at. If it aligns with his bias, then even better. If it doesn't align with his bias, then oh well, he's still gonna follow his plan. Just like I'd still follow my plan if it didn't stick with Jocko's bias. So again, like these streams, guys, like, yeah, I called trades, and yes, we've been killing it. But at the same time, like, I also want you guys to just mainly learn from it and instill anything into your own trading, and then take that and run with it. Take it and run with it. Just do whatever you need to do to, like, kind of better your own trading, because you can only, like, follow someone's signals and ideas and live streams for so long, and then at some point it's like you need to become your own trader. You need to know how to do this yourself. You never know when I'm gonna disappear. You never know if, like, something happens and the next thing you know, like, I'm just like, yo guys, like, you know, gonna go live my life in the Bahamas. Bye. You know, or like same with Luca. Same with anyone, right? But that was always like my goal. Like I've taken, like, I had like one course in the beginning early on. And he, like, would set in signals, but I mean, I wouldn't even take his signals. I would just look at his signals, see if it matched my bias. If it did, great. If it didn't, then I would still take my trade and see what happens. Exactly. I'm always preaching that. Oh, you always got to preach that. Learning to be your own trader is, like, the best thing you can do. I mean, it's the best thing I ever did, and I am glad. Can't be babysat forever. Exactly, Casper. I'm glad I, like, ended up taking the route I did, and that's as far as, like, really focusing just on my trading, not taking signals. Not saying it's a bad thing. Again, like, you can make some really good money with that, especially early on. If you're making money while learning, props to you. Like, that's beautiful. But the end goal for everyone should just be your own trader, right? Guys, prices fucking around. At this point, I'm hoping UK, it was just waiting for UK 100 to make a flip, because we are starting to get a stutter here, which to me at least, price, if it was going to remain bullish, or at least with the volume that it had, I would expect it price to continue pushing up. These last couple candles kind of are telling us that price could end up pushing a little bit bearish, maybe momentarily. Again, even if that were to push price down into this area, which would be our yesterday's low, we can move to break even, and at that point call it a risk-free trade and just let price run and do its thing, right? For real, that's why I started joining your lives after I take a trade for see if we caught the same trade. Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. You should be doing that. I did that. Keep doing that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And even at some point, like, you're going to do that, and then you may find yourself not doing that as much, because you may be finding yourself falling in love so much with your own system and your own trading, and just becoming a better individual and trader yourself, that you don't care about anyone else. Like, there was a time where, like, I cut out every single other trader. I mean, except for close friends, but it's different when it's a close friend versus someone else, because I was just so focused on me. I didn't want to see anyone else's results, just because I was so focused on my results. I didn't care. I didn't care about anyone else's, you know? So obviously there's a time and a place for everything. But I feel like, especially early stages, early on, even any stage, it's nice to have a, you know, someone else's trade lining up with yours, right? So, but again, like, just be your own trader. I mean, it's hard to follow someone else too. And let me tell you this, like, even on live, is because I'm still making split second decisions in my head based on experience and based on what I'm seeing at this time. And there's not a big delay on stream right now, but it's like, there's times, especially when it comes like signal rooms, where if someone posts a signal and you're not ready for it, or you don't catch it at the same time, you don't make as much money, or you take a bigger loss, or this or that, or you don't take out in time, or whatever it may be. Especially when it comes to like high volatility, a lot of volume moves, fast moves, small moves like this. It's like, I want to be able to teach you guys to the point where, like, I don't have to show up to live and I know you guys are still fucking killing it. And you guys have been, I swear to God, like I have people DMing me like, hey, I've been trading DAX and JER and even during Asia, killing it during open with volume. Same concepts as far as just looking to manipulate session highs or lows, daily highs or lows, or facilitate a pullback. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's thought processes could be different. Again, thought process, your personality. Again, like that's why some people kind of just find scalping a little bit more fun to them or more enjoyable. Some people like swing trading, intraday. Maybe they're more patient. And again, also depends on your lifestyle too. Like maybe you're a little bit more busy. You don't really have time to sit on the charts early in the morning. You only have once or twice out of the week to look at the charts. Be a swing trader. Whatever it may be, but everyone's different. Even if someone else trades exactly what I'm doing right now, in some way, shape, or form, based on their personality and lifestyle, it's going to be a little bit different. Not saying they could have the same exact results, but that doesn't mean it's not different, right? Guys, I'm expecting this top wick here to fill in this gap and then shoot down. Beautiful reaction, like I anticipated off of this area. At first, it was a little bit scary, just because it looked like price was going to run through that. And again, if you guys kind of trade IFEGs, you guys know we don't really want to see that type of reaction, but good reaction as far as getting a rejection off that fair value gap. Again, that's not to say price can't continue to run up, but as these last two candles closed, beautiful. And again, just creating the top wick here would be nice, filling in this gap. And if we saw a flip here and that top wick was created, I could say price is probably going to run down the rest of the session if that does end up happening. So if that does, and when it does, again, moving to break even here, really just kind of playing it a little bit safer because there's not as much volume. Either way, even if there was a lot of volume, I would have moved to break even at that point. We may move a little bit sooner. It just depends on how price reacts and if there's any gaps made within the market, because as you can just see, once price made this gap, the next candle did top wick, which in most cases, and continuing forward as price prints, we're probably going to see that as price prints and creates areas of imbalance. We're going to see top wicks up. So moving to break even too early could end us taking us out, depending on how price is looking at the time, right? So obviously I don't want to make any moves until I see what price is looking like, but either way, just to play it safe, now that there's not as much volume, probably just gonna move to break even no matter what, once we get to this point. So keep that in mind going forward. If you are in this trade, if you're not, then you're just kind of chilling back, watching, and see what happens. So if we do end up winning, guys, we got to punish Cartoony for talking shit. We got to. Give me suggestions. Give me suggestions right now. Maybe ban him for a day. That's a little fucked up because Cartoony's an OG. But at the same time, bro is talking shit. And that's if we end up winning here, which again, price is looking good. We have a good reaction. We still have like a minute 30 seconds before price closes, but off the jump, initial reaction is beautiful. At least exactly like what I was just talking about. With price wicking up, filling in that area with a top wick. If we flip here, again, price should end up running down and hitting our TP, guys, or at least being a W trade, because once we're at break even, it's a W trade. You can't complain on a risk-free trade that's just running. You can't. That's one thing I love, and like I stopped when I started trading Forex, at least, or at the beginning, I kind of had that approach where I went to break even a lot. But as I kind of progressed, I realized going to break even wasn't necessarily beneficial to me when it came to like supply and demand in Forex. So I stopped doing that. And honestly, like I loved going to break even just because it's the feeling of just knowing that you're in a trade risk free. There's nothing to lose, only to gain. Worst comes to worst, you lose nothing. And best comes to best, you run up a fucking fat bag depending on where obviously where your TP is set. But yeah, best feeling ever. The top best feelings in Forex. I need to hear them. There's 27 of you in here. You guys should be able to respond. What is one of the best feelings in not Forex, in trading in general, right? I could name a couple off the jump. I could name a couple. Waking up to winning trade, waking up to profits. Oh my God. Beautiful. Waking up to profits. Withdrawing, yes. Withdrawing is a top feeling. What else? Buys playing out to the T. I just said something else. What was I talking about? I had a good one. I don't know, but there's some crazy, um, I don't know. Trading's just unmatched. You can make all the profits in the world. Are you withdrawing and enjoying your profits? That's better feeling. Exactly. Way better feeling. Actually being able to spend the money that you made. Guys, beautiful reaction. Beautiful, beautiful reaction. And again, you guys are always going to hear me say that doesn't mean price is necessarily going to continue to run down. We could get a lot of chop here and price could end up just shooting up depending on what price wants to do. Again, like we have no control over this. We're really just kind of trading what we see. And again, like I said earlier, UK 100 is looking beautiful sitting at this area of resistance, telling us that price is slowing down. It's hesitating. And that gives me a good idea that UK 100 could push down, giving me a little bit of a better idea that hopefully DAX follows along with it. Again, either way, DAX should continue to melt. It's kind of doing its own thing as we open during London and respecting these areas as we come down. We couldn't ask for anything better. At this point, you could actually move your stop here. I could say. The one thing, did we fill in this entire gap? Did we to the T? Oh my God, to the fucking T. Is that? Oh my God, that's beautiful. So at this point, we can move stops just to minimize it a little bit if price does end up shooting back up in a rare occurrence and, you know, takes us out. But price should not move higher than these highs here. And if it does, at that point, price is invalid and is probably going to continue running up. And at that point, okay, you know, like at least we didn't take as big of an L. But again, it's truly up to you. Obviously, there's times where price could just run through this, do this, chop up within here, and then sell off. And it's like, damn, but you can't be mad. When you can't be mad at that. You can't. This happens. So but I really want to see this candle push lower here and break these lows. It would be very beautiful to see this within this candle. Again, volume is going to slow down, guys, and I don't like that. I just want to be at break. Like if I can get to break even and then just get off stream, beautiful. Because I know at that point you guys should be at break even. You guys should either be winning or losing nothing, right? But in this case, we'd probably end up winning a price move break even. But see a break of these lows, hopefully. Two minutes left. Come on, price. Don't fuck around with me. I just want to see it end pretty like bearish. And when I say bearish, is I just want to see a very strong bearish candle where there's really no bottom wicks. And if there is, it's very minimum. Obviously, it'd be best to see price break these lows. It'd just like be way better. But like this is not what I want to see where we do have a bottom wick. Just because it's like you know, we want to see price push lower. I did move stops as of right now. I don't think I'll move them back up, just because price should not run any higher than these highs here. So, but again, price is fucking around, guys. I want to see it push or take us out. This point, it's like, damn. Again, that bullish reaction is not the best, but 1220 pass, at least good boy. Cartoony, we're talking about your fucking punishment for talking all this shit, saying we're gonna lose. We haven't lost, and price is looking pretty damn fucking good to continue to sell, Cartoony. So we're either banning you for a day or you're blacklisting you from ever winning an account out of love. Just because you talked all that shit. Again, UK 100 is looking beautiful, guys, as far as if you guys want to enter like sells here. I'm not saying I would personally enter at this break of this low, but as you can see, price is just accumulating here, seeing a bunch of top wicks. That doesn't mean price is going to sell off. We could see liquidation, but just because of how price is reacting at this level, I could see price selling off at least momentarily to facilitate some type of pullback like within this bullish leg here. So obviously, we could end up shooting even lower into further discount pricing. Again, conviction behind it, imbalance. You guys know how strong imbalance is, how much price tends to pull into those areas. So we could end up seeing that. But again, your entry model. It really depends. Again, I don't want you to just play off what I'm telling you, because I probably wouldn't even enter here, especially also being the time. We're 40 minutes into London session. Volume is going to start slowing down. I'm not saying it's going to slow down like crazy, but we are going to start seeing a little bit of a slower, move. So, just be careful when it comes to that. I'm not saying price isn't going to continue to sell, because obviously it's going to continue to move throughout the night. That's where I'm still fine with DAX sitting where it's at. I don't necessarily want to just take out a break even, because it'd be pretty stupid of me to move to break or get out at break even, especially when price is reacting the way it's reacting. And again, we're getting super good signs that price should continue bearish. It's just not having that much volume. But again, we'll see. Again, I appreciate 3 of you guys still being here. I'm surprised. You guys are awesome. I know you guys are, a lot of you probably in this trade too. Just kind of waiting with me. I know it sucks. I hate waiting, guys. But at least it's a trade where we're seeing good signs that price should continue to push down. Overall, good trade. I can't complain about this trade. I mean, even if I did lose, I'd be happy with this trade. Obviously, I mean, losing was whatever, but it's not always about that. That's what I want you guys to realize too, especially in like your early stages. As I was so fixated on like money. Like, I need to make money. I need to like do this. I need to do that, and it just sets you. It just holds you back. It really does. Holds you back from trading, like actually fucking trading. If you don't know what trading is, like, just like actually having a plan, having a system, having good rules behind everything, risk, psychology, and executing no matter what. I mean, like I said in the beginning, not in the beginning, but like midstream, I was talking about how I'd want you guys to just come in here, match your bias, see if we have the same bias. If not, I mean, it doesn't matter. Still follow your plan. I mean, obviously, I'm still going to break down what I say, and if anything I say interests you, write it down, use it as data going forward. Still stick with your plan, because at the end of the day, I could be wrong. My analysis could be bad that day, or I could end up taking an L that day, and your bias would have ended up winning, and you just, so fuck, finally. If this is just liquidity sweep, I'm go fucking find Cartoony and ask where do you live? Cartoony. Nigeria? No, that's fucked. India, right? Damn, Padres lost to the Dodgers. L. How are they gonna let the shit ass Dodgers do that to them? I'm not saying I don't like the Dodgers, but fuck. Do you guys like baseball? Who likes baseball in here? Price is finally fucking selling, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm just really hoping it gets to this area here. I can move to break even, walk away. See, the one thing, and this is what I was talking about earlier, guys, as far as moving to break even, there's a chance if volume doesn't continue to push price down at a rapid pace that we actually end up getting taken out at break even at some point. And that's just because of the gap that we're creating within price here. And as you guys may know, and if you don't, well, earlier, price did the same thing where we gapped down, created a pretty big bearish candle. We top booked into that area, filled that gap in before pushing down. And in this case, we could do the same thing. Obviously, we're not fully closed yet. We have a minute, but I'm anticipating price to close breaking these lows with the full body closure, meaning that there's going to be a gap sitting within here. Most likely that price is probably going to pull back up into. Obviously, we're not at break even yet, but it's just me telling you that that could be a possibility. Looks like liquidity sweep. I mean, it could be. It really could be. My one conviction behind it, guys, is we have yesterday's low sitting down here. And I really have strong conviction as far as price pushing to this area to manipulate that. I mean, we'll look at this top wick, look at this flip candle. Beautiful flip. I can't complain about that. So I'm expecting price to push these lows at that point where I break even. We could expect price to push a little bit lower again, just due to the fact that there's some imbalance sitting down here, and we could react to that and come down into that just to fill those areas in, right? Again, price tends to fill an inefficiency, so we could see that. Whoa! I'm at break even, guys. Unless price pushes down to 101 right now, but other than that, we're at break even. Whatever happens, happens. If we end up getting taken out of break even, then so be it. I mean, I can't be mad at a break even trade. It's a W day still. Break even or win. Obviously, I'm going to run it down to about a 101, guys. I could run it down a little bit more, truly, but obviously that's not necessarily my goal here. The goal is to kind of just get a 101, get that push of volume. We did just sweep these lows and run, and exactly why I'm not out at break even yet. That's exactly why I'm at break even, guys, because of the fact that this could be how we react. And that's not to say that price is exactly going to do that and always do that, because there's going to be times, and especially times like this, where when we look back at this daily candle, this top wick is insane. Top wick's insane. Price is looking like it should sell a decent amount. I just think we're getting that initial reaction to probably fake some people in and out of positions, and then price is gonna just continue to dump from here, which again, if I can capitalize on more than a 101, I don't have a TP set. This is my TP. Depending on how price continues to move, if we just continue to dump through, I'm going to trail stop loss very, very close and just really let price move. But again, like, I wouldn't be mad if I got out break even either, because beautiful trade. And again, if you guys were also looking at UK 100, what was your stop loss? So my stop loss originally was up here, right? And to kind of break it down, price should really not go any higher than this high, because there's no other gaps within here. Obviously there's some liquidity sitting up here, but I can really ignore that, just because obviously I expect price to manipulate lows down here, which again we just did, and we're probably going to get taken out of break even, guys. Again, like, it's fine if we do. What's going to suck though is if price does do exactly what I say, fills in this gap, comes within this wick, and shoots down from there. That would suck, but in that case, like, it is what it is. Like, you can't be mad at that, you know. You can't be mad at that. But to kind of go back into it, what I was explaining is my stops originally here. Again, this was a good area because once price opened up, there was really no gaps for price to pull back into, so I was comfortable having it here. As price printed down, you can see where price did create another gap here. We kind of reacted off of it, finally came up into it, filling that gap in, and once we started printing bearish, filling in this gap as well, I knew I could move stops down to here. Why? Because price should not go higher than that, and if it did at that point, it's probably invalid, right? And then at this point now, stops are at break even, just because we did take a very, very strong liquidity point. We manipulated yesterday's lows, which again, just seeing this reaction, that tells you how strong or how much liquidity was sitting there, where again, price could just flip from here. We could see price flip. We may not get that full 1-to-1. Again, I'm still expecting it. I'm thinking price could end up pulling up into this area, filling in this gap, top wicking, and coming down and doing exactly what it's been doing. And at that point, spread might take me out at break even. My break even's kind of up here right now, playing it to where price could possibly still come into this, fill it exactly, and shoot down. So, but again, we'll see. Heading for stop loss now, Bucky Cartoony. That's for you. That's for you, my guy. I love you, but you's talking too much shit today for us to fucking catching dubs like this. Because again, you guys could be taking partials now too if you want. I see DAX trying to continue lower back down. That was a huge wick. I believe it. Like to reach back to, yeah. I'm thinking price should push down still, guys. And that's just because of how the daily's looking. Again, if you guys didn't look at the daily, just look how strong this flip is, guys. Look how strong this top wick is and this candle flip. Yes, daily, yesterday's lows did get wicked, and that could be a very big impact in how price plays out for these next couple hours, or like going into the rest of the session. But again, there's overwhelming amount of imbalance sitting here on the 4-hour, where I can expect price to possibly push down into and fill these areas of inefficient price. But obviously we could get taken out of break even before that happens. It could happen later on. Again, we'll see. Obviously, still a W day though. I mean, risk-free trade, you can't complain at this point. It's only profits from here. And if we get taken out, it's whatever. Facts pullback, then waterfall walk down. Yeah, guys, just be aware that price could end up pulling back into this area of imbalance here. So that could be a possibility. If price were to run down to 1-to-1, guys, I may just be content and capitalize from yesterday's loss, but obviously I want to see price run a little bit further, but I'm not going to be stingy. I'm not, so that's where you guys got to have your happy medium. I'd have stop loss above last previous bearish candle. Here, yeah, so stop's still good there, but my reason for break even is just because of the fact that my break even's at a point because I had a really good entry where price could still end up pulling up into this area and I still be fine. Yes, it could be a reaction like this where we pulled really high into that area, but therefore I'm fine taking, again, it wouldn't be a loss, it would be a break even. I'm fine with that because at the end of the day, price could just end up reacting to this area down here as a liquidity sweep. That could end up fueling price to push higher for the rest of the session. And at that point, I'd rather just take a break even than even a minor loss. But again, like if this was not the case, like if this daily low was not here and we were just playing like a pullback or playing for deeper liquidity points, then yes, I'd probably have my stop loss at this high, trailing it down. But mainly just because of this sweep, I think it's a little bit safer to play break even at this point. W though, yes. I'm ahead to bed. Can't really see. Good setup on UK100. Catch you next stream. Hell yeah, Rice Ninja. I appreciate you joining up and staying. It was a long stream, but beautiful trade. Hope you caught it. You are amazing. I'll catch you tomorrow. Yes, but I know why you got a break even just saying safe zone. Yeah, it definitely is safer. I agree with you 100%, Casper, on that one. I 100% agree with you. It's safer, and it makes more sense being in that area because of the fact that price could end up pulling back. But, to not potentially be stopped out before it continues to act down. Yeah. And it really would have sucked. Like, trust me, I would have been like, damn, if price would have taken me out of break even and continued back down. But the one thing I have learned, guys, is yes, moments like that suck, but you have to learn to kind of take the good from them. One, you didn't lose anything. And two, you gained knowledge in the sense of, okay, going forward, I may change up my approach as far as if price is overwhelmingly bearish like this and there's gaps within the market, play a little bit of a bigger stop, even if that means not being at break even. Or going forward, it just kind of tells you overall bias was correct, price still won. Going forward, continue to do the same thing, right? It just happened to be at break even. So yeah, if it breaks down, it's going directly TP4. Yeah, I'm just hoping it breaks down, guys. I mean, first reaction of this candle was very nice. This bottom wick's not nice at all, but that's where we could see price end up pushing up, filling in this fair value gap up here, and going back down, which I have a very big feeling is going to happen. At this point, I'm glad there's still so many of you here. You guys are fucking troopers. I'm over here like ready to just knock out, make some money, go to sleep, wake up, stream again. All right, guys, price is chopping. Break even valid for sure. Rather cut out the trade with no loss rather than the first market rob you of anything and potentially go further against your target direction. Yeah, and that's my overall idea behind it. And yes, I can agree with most people, especially like when it comes to like understanding for value gaps and how price is moving in general, and knowing that price is most likely going to come and fill these areas of inefficiency before pushing back down. But again, price could end up treating this area as just a liquidity sweep to fuel price to push all the way back up. That could be a big possibility. And at that point, I mean, guys, a risk-free trade is better than a losing trade. In this case too, I mean, we have price clearly reacting bullish right after this minor pullback of price into this area of inefficiency, as you can see. And then now price is seemingly shooting higher on UK100, which could be a sign that DAX may move higher. But again, you guys know the entire day has been quite a negative correlation between those pairs, when usually it's a positive correlation, meaning they usually tend to move together in the same direction, but not always. I'm out, Nick. Have a good night, bro. Yeah, bro, you too. Again, it's I may end up being content with profits if I get bored here soon, if price just continues to chop. I really want to see a push down, guys. I think it's going to happen. Um, I'm still anticipating price to possibly pull back in here. We'll see if we get taken out of break even or not. If not, then obviously I expect price to push lower. So getting jock. I'll see you tomorrow. Again, I know a lot of you guys are getting tired. I'm fucking tired of waiting at this point. It's either go to break even, go to win. Let me go on with my night. And of course, Jocko, thank you for tuning in, my guy. Thank all of you guys for tuning in. You guys are all fucking awesome. Okay, we'll see what happens right now, guys, as price approaches this area. I'm thinking we could just see a fill, and hopefully it doesn't push any higher than just filling that gap itself. Always a dope stream. Appreciate that. Yeah, always want to send, forget, TP smash, whether you come back and like, yeah, honestly, I could just end up doing that, guys, where I just honestly end stream and I come back later and see what it's at. But let's give it these next 4 minutes, see how this candle ends, because I feel like this candle is either going to push up and take us out of break even, or we're going to push up, get that fill, and we're going to push down. And then as we get that, obviously that top wick within this area, I would probably just get off as price starts approaching down and just set a TP. But again, I don't want to set my TP crazy. Hi, Nick. I'm waiting for the stream. I had a question. How's your strategy the same as Luca and Mamba? How is my strategy the same? As far as like when it comes to like liquidity sweeps and understanding session manipulation and daily manipulation, I guess it's the same. When it comes to Mamba, it's a bit different, I think. And don't quote me on this because, I mean, is yours not how? Huh? Is yours not? Wait, what do you mean? Is mine not how? HIW. So like I trade a little bit different. Obviously, everyone trades a little bit differently. I don't necessarily know if Mamba's looking for session highs and lows. I know he's mainly just looking for breakouts. And again, like I don't study him like that, so I can't say for sure. So don't quote me. But as far as Luca, he's mainly doing the same thing as me. And again, it's just looking for session. It's using sessions and daily highs and lows, so basically liquidity points, to find better entry and exit points. And then my entry point or my entry model, other than finding the bias, is just a break of a support resistance of volume. So I guess in that sense of where I'm exactly entering, it's the same as Mamba's. Overall bias and analysis on higher time frames a little bit different. But again, I can't say for sure because I don't really watch him a lot to where I understand his system to the T, you know? And I don't want to say he's doing something that he's not. So we'll see here, guys, what happens. Mamba uses a lot of support and resistance areas to validate and fuel for looks and breakouts. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I know he uses breakouts, but I'm not too sure, other than using simple like his understanding of price action and market structure, and like obviously seeing if price is bearish or bullish. I don't necessarily see him, because I'm not watching, if he's looking at session highs and lows or daily highs and lows or areas where price needs to facilitate a pullback into an area of imbalance, and using that to kind of give him more conviction on where price should go at the open, because that's what I'm doing. Again, I'm not just solely looking for volume to push in one direction and basing my entire entry off that. Obviously it does a lot in giving me conviction to enter, but overall bias needs to have some type of liquidity to seek and manipulate. If not, I'm not getting in. So like you're not, POI is like daily highs and lows or liquidity sweeps. When you enter, is your confirmation, it breaks out support or resistance from those zones. Yeah. So as soon as price breaks an area of support resistance, I'm in. I don't wait for a retest, nothing like that, especially when my bias is strong. And what I mean by when my bias is strong is once price, guys, we might get out of break even. We'll see. Not yet. Not out yet. It's edging. All right, we're out. Out of break even, guys. It is what it is. W day, we could see price end up tanking here, but we also could see price continue to rise. And at that point, would you guys rather take in a break-even trade or a fat loss? Because in this case, it could have been a bigger loss. But we could just fill that area and could run down, which would suck. But again, data, guys. Going forward, come back to this trade maybe tomorrow, later tonight. Get some data on it. I'm telling you, if price ends up running back down, okay, going forward, even if it has nothing to do with it being my trade and you took this trade as well, tell yourself, okay, price clearly was still bearish. There was no reason for me to move to break even yet because we haven't broken a valid high, meaning I need to keep my stop loss at a high until price is at a point where it is now valid to move to break even, meaning we have no more gaps to fill in. Like, let's say this gap was already filled in, therefore I could have a little bit more valid of a stop. That's crazy. If price just sells off, I'm fighting fucking Jocko and Casper at the same time. Got him. Cartoony, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Get out of here. Breaking is valid on this one. Yeah, break-even is valid on this one, guys. We played this one for so long, honestly, like an hour. This was really an hour trade. Our longest trade by far within this last couple weeks, or at least the longest trade we sat in. So again, we'll see what price does. We could end up remaining bearish and pushing lower, or we could end up using that daily low as a liquidity sweep and we push higher. But I'll let you guys kind of watch price, as so will I. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another W stream. I know it wasn't a win. Some of you did take profits, and I'm glad you guys did. Or you guys still could be in and still win. But why didn't you enter above? What do you mean? What do you mean, why didn't I enter above? Like, why did I enter up here? Because I was just originally taking this breakout of these lows here at London Open. Price broke at London Open. I was just looking for a breakout and quick volume push down for a quick 101. Price did have a pretty big pullback into this area, but stops were still within a valid area. We stayed in. Price pushed down. As you can see, we did take liquidity here, and again, price just kind of reversed from there. It may not end up reversing entirely. We could just be filling in this gap to push lower and facilitate a deeper pullback. But again, we'll kind of see as price plays out. Overall, W day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another amazing day, guys. Rinse and repeat. I mean, we do the same thing every single day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. It'll be amazing. You guys are awesome. Later.